I call in the Mike Missanelli on 97.5 The Fanatic a good amount. And yesterday I called in, and I have the recording of that call.
Broads in South Jersey on 97.5 The Fanatic. Broads.
What's up, Mike?
What's going on, man?
I'll say this about Gabe Kapler. I am not a big fan of him, but if we were watching the Eagles and they were playing sloppy football, we'd get on Doug P. If we're watching the Sixers and they're turning the ball over, we're yelling at Brett Brown that he's got to figure it out. It's the same thing. We're so sloppy.
It's not the same thing because baseball's different. Baseball is not coached like football. You don't have practice like you have football, where you work out kinks in practice. You have a game plan that you go over. You do plays that you get down to a science. Baseball is just baseball. There's nothing a manager can do. Once he puts a lineup card out there, they're on their own.
But isn't that a lack of focus? At some point, they're not focused, they're not ready, they're not mentally ready to go out there and perform, and at some point it has to come down on somebody.
Nah.
No?
No, baseball's different. See, in football, it's more of a team. Baseball is not a team sport. Baseball is an individual sport where people have to do their individual jobs to put runs on the board and to keep runs off the board. It's hard to describe, but it doesn't relate to any of the other sports when it comes to teamwork and what a manager's influence is on a team.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, if I'm Gabe Kapler, I don't know if I have enough time due to all of the errors, but they're watching film, watching every single error in slow motion, back and forth, until it's dialed in their heads that you need to make the play.
Yeah, well, listen, you can tell guys they need to make plays, and that's about all you can do. You can have extra. They don't practice. They play games every night. You know, it's not like they go through drills like football people do.
Yeah. No, I get you. I'm a little bit frustrated with guys that are not a huge fan of Gabe.
No, listen, I hear your frustration. It's loud and clear.
Yep.
All right, want a general knowledge?
Listen. I respect him. I agree with him normally 90% of the time. But I will say, when he talks about this sport's different, they don't have practice. When he talks about them not having practice and it's an individual sport, I don't buy into that, because you can say that about any sport. An individual sport, golf, tennis. Those are individual sports. But when you're talking about individuals on a team, it's different. You can't say baseball is an individual sport. That's like saying, oh, because Vitae gets beat on the left side, that's just his fault. No, it affects the team, because Vitae ends up getting torched. Nick Foles gets sacked. Because Rhys Hoskins lets a ball drop in front of him. Because Zach Eflin throws a ball way over Jorge's head. Because Odubel Herrera takes a bad route on a ball and ends up dropping it. Players are in games long. Pitchers are in the games longer. That affects the team. Now, instead of the pitch count being at 50 pitches in a certain point, he's got to stay in the ball game. Now he's not getting out of the inning until 70 pitches. Now we're pulling our pitcher 2 innings earlier. It's a team game. I don't buy that. He's trying to tell me that it's not on Gabe Kapler to make these players go out and play. It's their job to do it. And I just completely disagree with that. Just because they're in the MLB, it doesn't mean that their manager doesn't get them in the right mindset. If that's the case, would there be NFL coaches? Would there be NBA coaches? And you're right, though. There is more practice involved. You're in the NFL. You're practicing game planning Monday through Friday. I get that. I understand that part of it. With basketball, he's right. You do have plays, and that you practice every single day until you master that play, and then in games, you gotta make it happen. But at the same time, couldn't he use that argument there? Oh, well, Brett Brown doesn't make them make the plays happen. They just draw it up. Or if LeGarrette Blount fumbled last year, just say. You could say, oh, well, I mean, it's not like Doug Peterson fumbled the football. That's crap. I don't believe in that. The coaches make the mindset of the team. And this mindset with the Phillies is sloppy, sloppy baseball. And that needs to come down on somebody. And who is there to blame? Whether it's fair or not, the person to blame is the manager. And I think it's fair. I think it's fair. And I normally do really love what Mikey Miss says. And I do agree with him on a lot of stuff. But when I called in, I disagreed. And listen, Mike, that's not true. You know? It's just not true. But my point got across. I'm not a fan of Gabe Kapler. I think this team is very, very sloppy, and somebody needs to take initiative to make this team perform at a higher level. That's just the truth. Somebody needs to take blame for why they're playing so poorly, a.k.a. Gabe Kapler, and make the switch somehow. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.